you talked about kick-starting. If the kick-starting happens in 10,000 little places, does eventually a virtuous cycle get set up? Can we really, in a country so big, with so many people, and such a dispersed economy, can we see the difference if this kind of money flies out the door?
Absolutely. I mean, I'm convinced you can. You know, you talk about a dollar here, a dollar there, a dollar here. After a while, you start talking about some real money. These, you're talking about in the Hispanic community, 3.1 million businesses. 3.1 million businesses just in the Hispanic community can be impacted by everything that's in the bill. It's amazing. I don't know that it's everything we need, but it is an amazing start. And I think it's an opportunity for people to take that money, if they're putting it back in their business, help to grow business, and possibly even start bigger, better opportunities for themselves in the future.
You know, politics and economics sometimes move on very different tracks, and one of the big complaints about the Obama administration, and I'm not telling you anything you haven't heard, is that it's been slow to see some of the results of these initiatives. Can we see results from something like this a little faster so people can believe it's happening?
Again, I'm going to use my phrase. We're kickstarting this. We really, I mean, we talk about the bailouts and the big banks, and this is the first time we're actually reaching the small businesses, and it's a revolutionary act. You know, this is actually something. In talking about the cell phone and all that, this is something that the SBA this is not something that the SBA came up with. This is what we heard from the small businesses. We really think that. You said that 100 million pieces coming together, it should make a difference. It's very tough right now, and we all know it. And you know, the fact that you have all this money flowing and it doesn't flow to you, it makes no difference. And this is what people are feeling. You know, I don't care if those 1,000 people got the loans. I didn't. I'm still in a bad situation. So we're hoping that we spread that out and get more people to actually benefit from these new provisions in the law and start, you know, to me, the word that comes to mind is the unclogging this. Mm-hmm. We're stuck somewhere. You know, we're not spending, we're not hiring. It's just a vicious cycle. We need to unclog. This is the only word I can come with. I just want to, you know, get that Phoenix capsule and unclog the small business economy.
We saw our restaurant owner talking about no customers. And again, this bill isn't going to create customers for him. It creates some opportunities for him to handle his taxes in a certain way, to handle his equipment purchases in a certain way. But a lot of things have to happen in a neighborhood like that in order for Humberto to see more people at lunchtime and more people at dinner time.
The optimum word here is kickstart. And the optimum word in kickstart is start. Hopefully this isn't the final piece. What I'm hoping the Obama administration understands is that this is the beginning. Yes. What's next? Is there another plan? And let's start talking about it, and another plan, and another plan, because starting something doesn't mean finishing something. Starting something is the beginning. This is a great beginning. Let's just hope that this is not the only thing that happens, because there are so many more things that need to happen to get small business going right, headed in the right direction. And we all know that if small business doesn't start, the rest will not fall into place. Small business is the catalyst for growth.
Mauricio, your clients, thinking about them broadly, the people you've worked with, are they not hiring new staff because there's not a tax deduction for it? When something like this is in the law, when you get a tax deduction for hiring someone who's unemployed, will you say, I guess maybe I'll add staff now? Is it this kind of thing that pushes you over the edge, that finally makes you say, okay, maybe I won't work 12 to 15 hours a day, maybe I'll just work 9 and I'll hire somebody else to work the other 5 or 6?
Well, basically, small businesses are having a tough time right now, but we are trying to make sure they are following the plan and they understand the contingencies that they need to have in the business. At the same time, the mood right now is survival. How is the cash flow coming in and coming out? You have to realize how you have to take care of your cash flow, your customers, and to keep growing at some point or be stable at least. But you know, when you don't have a clear goal and plan, it's very hard to guess every month and every day. When you are waking up every morning, the business owner is going to be able to see, okay, what is the plan that I have today? How many clients I'm gonna have in my store? How many sales I'm gonna make? And the bottom line is, okay, at the end of the day, you wanna see how much sales you made, what the numbers you have, what decisions you have to implement for the next day. And that's why it's a day.
But when it comes time to add staff, is that something you're going to do anyways? So you'll get a tax deduction for something you were going to do anyway? Or is there really somebody out there who wasn't going to do it until this law was passed?
Well, you have to leverage those things. If you are going to hire somebody else, how are you going to make the deductions? And how I'm going to balance my financial scenario in my business? How beneficial will be to make that decision? Sometimes it's fine, sometimes it's not. But you have to be able to balance the equation in your business. If you are not in expansion stage, how are you going to hire another person? If you are just surviving and paying the bills, you have to stay there and just realizing alternative markets, future partnerships, strategic alliances might be.
Because Anna talked about unclogging, and really that's one of those perfect examples. Banks won't lend, customers can't earn, so they're not spending in your business, and because they're not spending in your business, you're not hiring. And Latino unemployment is many percentage points higher than everybody else's. And when you go to a neighborhood like the one where the hair salon is, you saw a whole block of small businesses all in a row, a car service, a restaurant. And until everybody starts spending money in everybody's business, it's hard to see how anybody hires somebody new. Umberto was talking about people willing to work for food. So why should he pay them a full-time salary?
But the Jobs Act, really, when we were working on this and just hashing it out and working it together, the ultimate goal was to create jobs. You know, it's the Small Business Administration has, you know, typically dedicated itself to start businesses, but it's with the goal of creating the jobs that are missing right now. So this is, again, one extra piece that the Obama administration is putting together to say, okay, so we have helped at this level, we have helped at this level, now we'll help at this level, which is the widest and the one that affects more personally to most of us, especially the Hispanic population. So hopefully, if you save, if you want to get a loan, hopefully that will be for you know, that would allow you to hire somebody probably part-time. This is the aim. This is what we wanted to do. Right now, we know we'll protect, support, and be behind small businesses all the time. But what we want to do is for them to start creating jobs and getting them as many resources and tools to do it through tax cuts, through the lending, and also through procurement and in contracting. It's a huge piece that we haven't even touched, but you know, there is a $500 billion that the government is out, you know, putting out for buying goods and services from businesses of all sizes. 29% should go to small businesses. It's a huge, huge market that we haven't even talked about today. So this is the 3 points that I was trying to make last couple of segments ago, is that we're trying to get the 3 components that we think small business need: the access to capital, the access to contract, and the access of counseling. This guiding them, how you're gonna get through that, because I think most of the Hispanic populations that we have seen, they're improvising. So we just need, this is how you're gonna do it, this is how you're gonna finance it, this is gonna be your customer. These 3 components should create a global idea of how you're gonna run that business.
And Tony, these changes, are they something that's quickly felt by a business like yours?
Absolutely. Absolutely. They help me to make decisions, smarter decisions, because now I know where I can have cost savings immediately.